a lot's going on in this business. And of course, a studio that's going through a lot of shit is the WB. And there's a little rumor going around they might be actually selling to Universal Studios. And now you've been to our feature story of that night. Into a little thing that came down, some drama with Aquaman, apparently. Because when they bought Warner Brothers, they knew that they had to figure things out. They had to, balance the scales. And so Zaslav came in and started doing a bunch of stuff. They started cutting all the DC stuff. They fired everybody there. They brought Hermana. They brought in James Gunn, and they switched that all up. And then they lost like almost $400 million during the strike right now. But it's still not making the money they thought it was going to be. And even Max itself is still not making the money. They've been doing all these tax write-offs a lot of times. But Aquaman, too, they had a lot of drama on that, too, where they were expecting, because they made $1 billion, like their biggest movie ever, and they expected that the next one would be just as big, bring all this money in. But then you had Amber Heard on set saying that Jason Momoa showed up drunk and dressing like Johnny Depp and making fun of her, and she almost quit. But then
that's really funny.
Right, and Elon Musk apparently stepped in and said, "You can't fire her, or I will litigate you." He said, it was like a whole thing going back and forth. And then people on set are saying Jason worked his ass off. He likes to have a beer once in a while. They make him a person that's drunk on set, and it's a whole thing. And Elon Musk said he was going to bring scorched earth to Warner Brothers if they fired her for this sequel, but they ended up cutting her out. And then on top of this, now because it's been doing so bad back and forth. Insiders are saying that within the next couple of years, they're looking at selling WB and DC to Universal. If not, I will still say, we've talked about this, but Mike, too, maybe Disney gets it eventually. And then we have that Marvel DC mashup.
Hey, let's just have a fucking monopoly of everything. That sounds amazing.
Which is the way the world's going right now. Okay. But to me, you hear this, they've had so many problems with their production. The Flash failed, and they expect that to be a huge hit. Sean's favorite movie of the year, but it still failed,
Don't you put wait. Evil on me.
Cannot wait for June 16th. Cannot wait for June 16th.
And then they thought that Blue Beetles would be fucking fantastic. That was a fart in the wind, too. Even though it wasn't a bad movie, it wasn't. But people knew that the franchise was dead, and so people didn't go to see it. They knew all these people were not connected anymore. Then they freaking it's a hot fucking mess. It is, Queen. And for me, I hear this and I'm like, it makes sense. Like, it does make sense. This came from Variety. So I've heard some stuff about Amber Heard before, but apparently her psychologist actually had this whole thing where she actually told about the whole Johnny Depp, Jason Momoa thing. And there was a huge thing that just kind of broke. And when Variety spoke about it, and then Variety also had the in-depth stuff from people on set and from also insiders saying that they're looking to sell. But that makes sense to me, because if you're going down a shithole, and you've already lost money in this purchase, why do you keep going? Well, don't you fucking just eventually just, part ways and you take your losses and say that's what it's going to be? Mike, what do you think? Do you think that they are going to sell the Universal and all this drama makes sense why you would sell? Or do you think they're going to stick in this game and they're going to turn this fucking shitstorm around and make some money off the DC and the Warner Brothers fucking IP?
Yes.
It's astonishing to me to request that your counsel bring your own personal records, like your notes from your therapy sessions, into evidence, so that it's therefore able to be requested by Reddit detectives. Which is how I understand this.
Detectives.
Public knowledge. That's really weird. And also that her defense team, or her team of attorneys thought that would be a great idea. I don't know. If we think that Universal and Warner Brothers together that's a good idea. I don't know, Brian. This is a question that comes up repeatedly on this show, because oftentimes it's a question between the interests of shareholders and these larger organizations versus the people that are supporting these organizations that are making the magic happen that the people crave, that make this a thing of interest for people to want to invest in the first place. It's a feedback loop, and I don't I just don't like seeing big organizations glom onto each other together. I want to see some competition. Like, I
Yeah.
have I have no idea. Like, I guess it just adds some drama that Jason Momoa was drunk. Just fucking tag that onto your story, right? Like, that
Drunk
makes it more
Momoa.
interesting to me. Like, otherwise it just seems like business as usual.
Drunk Momoa, you know? I mean, but I feel like, there's all these conglomerates building right now, especially Disney. The House of Mouse doesn't always fucking need more content, but it would be good for DC fans and for Marvel fans. Sean, what do you think? Do you think this is a good thing? They're going to sell off WB and DC? And should they go to Universal? Or do you think this is just like a conglomerate of go fuck yourself at WB and Discovery?
They can't do as bad as WB did. You know, if DC and the DCU needs a better master to weather this James Gunn storm, by all means, give him a shot. It's unfortunate the sad state of affairs that it's in. You really hoped that James Gunn plans weren't going to ruin or take the wind out of the sails for the existing stuff. But everything that I have seen the trailer for Aquaman 2, I could give two shits. I didn't see Aquaman 1 just because I don't really care for it. I don't need this, Technicolor underwater dream world sold to me, especially, let alone with
So
Elon
you didn't see Avatar
Musk's
2
ex.
then either, is what you're
Are
saying.
you kidding me? You think I saw Avatar 2? Come on. Yes, to Mike's concern there, yes, you are very always nervous when companies sell to larger companies. And, I think there's obviously some sci-fi fanfics out there, kind of hoping for one day when we have the monopoly wars and we're just pawns for some corporation. There's a really great comic author, Christopher Sparandino, that did a trilogy of books dealing with this, and it's actually really good. Highly recommend them. They're on my shelf back there. We don't need to live in a world where we're beholden to corporate masters, and Aquaman 2, fuck it. This movie doesn't need to come out. So there you go. It does.
That's the thing. It's
terrible, Milton.
It's not going to make money because the franchise is dead. I actually don't think it looks horrible. I think the first one was actually a lot of fun, Sean. I think if you watch it, you might enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. And Momoa, I think it's his best as Aquaman. I know you probably if you didn't see it now, you're not gonna see it. But
you couldn't wait for June 16th, but you didn't watch the first Aquaman. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I will say the reason I wanted June 16th so bad was because the Michael Keaton Batman, which was still my favorite part of the Flash movie, was how they used him and gave him a proper send off and proper death. That was fantastic. There was potential there. There was potential in the Flash movie to have salvaged the DCU. It just needed to not have the CGI look like garbage, and have the open.
That's a choice, Sean.
Deal with a predator handling a lot of toddlers or babies. Maybe that was
also officially said
to see visually. Yeah,
they actually said Ezra Miller is officially fired this week too. That he's officially fired and he will not be coming back.
Oh darn it!
But is everyone fired? Like that's what I read. Everybody except for Jason Momoa comes back, but not as Aquaman, which is
Lobo. They said he's gonna be Lobo in the Variety article too, so they'll say Lobo. That the idea is that James Gunn bring him as Lobo.
I think James Gunn has only put it out there
Fuck you
most
guys.
of the people. Okay, Sabrina. Most of the people that are coming back under James Gunn things. Basically, most of the Peacemaker show, right? John Cena's still going to be Peacemaker. The guy who played Vigilante is still going to be Vigilante.
So great.
Exactly. Those people are still, and we'll
Economos.
yes, we'll probably have I can't remember her name, the woman that does Amanda Waller, who's fantastic. I'm sure she's coming back.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis, yes, very very great actress, Viola Davis.
So good.
If talk about the major fumbles in a thing, just charting back, they had the template, right? You could have copied Marvel's homework and did exactly what you needed to do, starting on doing individual movies, and then you get to the team shit, and then things are connected, and then people are invested in it. But no, they said, fuck it, we'll just throw 8 different superheroes in a movie and tease it with 1 billion different singer tags or whatever. And yeah, I'm sorry. Your point is Universal shouldn't own Warner Brothers. There you go. Thank you.
But what about Disney? Lynn, do you think Disney should buy it? And then all of a sudden Disney has all of the comic book stuff?
No way they'd let that go. There's no fucking way.
And then we can start getting, let's see, like, who would it be? Superman versus Doctor Strange. You throw in, and they should keep going. There's more comics out there. So let's get some Walking Dead in there. Right? Let's have some. They've got Star
That's
Wars
a different
already.
company,
There's
Lynn.
Skywalker coming, right? Right? Let's get, and then let's get some what do you call the anime from manga? Let's get the manga in there.
Manga,
right? Let's get some. What's their names? The little the chicks with the. They're all like sparkly and they go to school.
Sailor Moon?
Swifties.
Sailor Moon was what I was thinking of, Mike. Thank you.
Swifties.
Sailor Moon shows up to save the day, right? And I mean, because they've already both been introducing multiverses, right? DC and Marvel. So why not? They can run into each other now. Just throwing it out there.
To me, it just feels like
just give the AI control, and then we don't even have to be involved in any of the decisions of our own lives.
No. And as the chat's going off about Lobo too, like I don't even really know much about Lobo, but I keep hearing that Jason Momoa's Aquaman is very similar to Lobo as it is, so it's an easy transition for him. So what do you think about all this?
I'm sorry. What do I think about this, or am I going to stop you right there? I'm very confused.
I'm throwing you in there.
What just happened? I called that Jason Momoa was going to be Lobo like fucking ages ago. Ages ago.
I remember that. I remember that.
Called that he was taking over the goddamn fucking ECU, and they're like, is he going to still be Aquaman? He said, he took meetings. I was like, he's going to be Lobo. I fucking knew he was going to be fucking Lobo. So can everyone give me one moment of respect? One moment on this fucking show, please, and thank you. Okay, respect equals silence. Great, thank you. So
what do you want?
I don't know how to show it.
A round of fucking applause. I mean, I don't know, something.
He's got those eyeliner eyes, like.
Oh Jesus Christ! Nobody cares about his eyes. The point is, he's a perfect Lobo. Whether or not I know, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm just you're on the crosshairs. I'm very upset right now. The land is really making me upset about Ryan Reynolds and sitcoms. I'm on fire right now. Lobo. Like, I don't give a fuck what kind of person he is in the comics. James Gunn will flesh out that character and make it awesome. And like when he wanted to be in talks with Jason Momoa to do this thing, I feel like that is like a very, like, he works with his actors so closely. He does such a great job of bringing characters to life. Even characters that last for 5 minutes. If anyone watched Suicide Squad 2, most people died in the first 5 minutes. So I feel like this is why would you do that? Please take her off the screen. I can't speak next to her. She's a horrible human being. I don't support her. Thank you. So now I guess I should talk about the merger. No, we can't have a monopoly of things. That's stupid. The whole point of the monopoly situation was that you cannot own everything, and I feel like this has become more and more a problem. Like Warner Brothers owns Discovery, they own like the Fox has gobbled up, rather Disney has gobbled up Fox.
Gobble gobble.
What?
Gobble gobble.
Really?
Yeah,
it's getting close to that time of year.
I guess it's funny.
It's that time of the time. Gobble gobble.
Okay, whatever the fuck. I don't care. The point is, the more that these people like merge with each other, the less power that there is. And that is why there are all these strikes. Because it used to be so many more entities arguing there's other people on the same foot. Now it's like the few sticking points. It used to be 20 people at the table. Now it's 4 people at the table. And if we let this happen, it's going to be 3 people at the table. I'm obviously like fudging numbers, but it's not okay. And it shouldn't happen.
And the AMPTP runs it all. everybody on top of every studio from Disney to Netflix to fucking Sony, everywhere around the world. Amazon with Jeff Bezos' bald head shooting rockets, penis rockets into space. They all run the world, and the producers want to get the fucking pee out because they're sick of that shit.
They do.
And for us, we don't want a fucking monopoly. Make good content, take care of the people, as Peppy says,
not helping
the people,
anyone.
and make great content.